Inside the last 20 minutes of the SportsMax Zone for this Friday, we're back and we're going to talk some NBA basketball. Timitrius Ja Morant has been on fire for the Memphis Grizzlies since the start of the 2021-22 NBA season. On Thursday night, even Steph Curry and his previously unbeaten Golden State Warriors felt the wrath of Morant's offensive game. Morant ended with stats that read 30 points, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. While shooting 50% from the field, Morant was also very instrumental in leading the Grizzlies' charge to overturn a 19-point deficit to eventually win 104-101 in overtime. Morant's post-game comment about his team's mentality, simple. Everybody knows the Grizzlies, man. We play till the end. Let's catch those highlights now.
Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies on the road to take on Steph and Curry and the Golden State Warriors. In the first quarter, Steph Curry with the ball, crossover, pulls up for the three-pointer, and it's good. This time, Bielitsa finds Curry to hit another three-pointer. The Bielitsa-Curry connection continues this time with the dime with the backdoor cut. Curry loves the vision. The final minute of the half, Steph Curry pulls up, buries another three. Steph had 22 of his 36 points in the half. Halftime score, Golden State up by 10. In the third, Ja Morant comes out and drops 18. Morant pulls up for the jumper. That's good. Then Morant outside drives in and finishes with a reverse layup. Morant goes coast to coast for the layup this time. Morant, 18 in the quarter. Golden State still up 79-73. In the fourth quarter, Kyle Anderson swings it to Jaren Jackson Jr. for the three-pointer. It's good. Ja Morant pulls up for the deep three. No hand, no problem. Memphis up by 1, 94-93. Curry finds Lee for the three-pointer. Scores tied at 98. 2.1 seconds left. Inbounds. No good. Free basketball now. In overtime, Ja Morant makes a move, spins, and lays it in. Morant with the hezzy, the in and out, the spin move, and the lay-in. Morant finished with 30 points. Memphis up 104-101. Warriors down 3-11 left in overtime. Draymond feeds Damian Lee, but his three is no good. Final score, Memphis wins it 104-101.
Yeah, Ja Morant traded or drafted second overall in the 2019 NBA draft, former Murray State University. Whenever I hear that college, I think of Heather Samuel, the outstanding Antiguan sprinter who went to Murray State as well. But Ja was very, very hot, and to topple someone in the kind of form that Steph Curry is in at the moment tells you that Ja is mighty. Yeah, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah, great to see that. Great to see him performing well. Great to see the Grizzlies coming to the fore, of course, formerly Vancouver, a team that has always struggled generally in the league. So it's great to see them off to a good start. Top 5 so far in the conference. Even Golden State Warriors, who struggled last year, missed out on the playoffs, and so great to see Steph Curry fully fit and back, scoring a lot of points. I think he's joined top with 30.2 points in terms of leading the league. So great to see from his perspective. And the Golden State back at the top. In fact, that was their first loss of the season. So it's been a topsy-turvy season so far, Lance. I mean, we are early days in, but the teams that you would have expected to have been on top, the Brooklyn Nets, the LA Lakers, they're actually outside of the top 8. Phoenix Suns, they're struggling as well. So the Milwaukee Bucks, I think, are in 8th position as well. So it's not been a smooth start for the big guns.
Yeah, well, not entirely worrying, I would think, because it's still pretty early, and the Golden State, as you mentioned earlier on, not too good last year, but a lot better this year, and themselves and the Chicago Bulls suffered their first losses last night, and leaving the Utah Jazz as the only unbeaten team in the NBA at the moment. Now, despite suffering an aching right knee, Joel Embiid managed to lift the 76ers over the hill against the suffering Detroit Pistons, who've now fallen to 0-4 following their 110-102 loss Thursday night to Embiid and company.
The Detroit Pistons are on the road to take on Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. First quarter action. Embiid with the ball, up fake, puts it on the floor, and finishes strong with the dunk. Phillies up 14-5. In the second quarter, Frank Jackson pulls up, nails it, gets the foul. He makes the free throw, scores tied at 28. Then Joel Embiid gets hot. Embiid with the rebound, strong finish at the rim. He gets the technical after the dunk for taunting, but says he was talking to himself. Joel Embiid this time outside, crossover, leaves the defender behind the back to Tyrese Maxey, who knocks down the three-pointer. Philly up 48-43. Halftime, 52-46, Philadelphia up. In the third quarter, Jeremy Grant with the ball, puts it on the floor, pulls up at the elbow, knocks down the jumper. Grant had 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. In the third, Tobias Harris. This time, turnaround jumper in the paint. Now, after the turnover, Maxey with the ball, head up, behind the back, Tobias Harris finishes in the lane. Harris, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Killian Hayes for the Detroit Pistons knocks down the three-pointer from the corner. Then Sadiq Bey. Fake, defender flies by, he knocks down a three-pointer. Bey had 19 points, 6 rebounds. Philadelphia is still up 107-102. Joel Embiid pulls for the three-pointer. The step-back three is good by Embiid, who finishes with 30 points and 18 rebounds. Final score, Philadelphia 110-102.
Yeah, I think the 76ers, I remember them having a good regular season last year. They were through to the playoffs, but Atlanta Hawks, I think, took care of them there. But Embiid and his boys, barring injury, Chris, I think could be setting themselves up for a good season.
Yeah, the 76ers have been reasonably consistent. As I said, I think it was a semi-final loss to the Atlanta in the conference. But Joel Embiid, that knee injury, a big deal for them. The knees are always a ticklish issue, especially in a sport like basketball, where the knees so exposed.
And because these guys are so big, they're big guys. So
and it's a long season.
And if your knee is dodgy, you know, at that height and that weight, you know, it's a real problem.
5 games in, you're talking about an 82-game regular season before you even get into the playoffs. So I think that, from that aspect, if Joel Embiid goes out, I think their chances of qualifying for the playoffs also go with that. I mean, he's a critical component of that. I mean, the Detroit Pistons, yes, not the greatest test. I mean, far away from the days of Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman and company. And even when they had a little resurgence with Grant Hill, they have really been struggling for many a season now, the Detroit Pistons. And it doesn't seem like any reward in sight.
Yeah, one of the biggest topics in the NBA at the moment is how are the Lakers going to sort out their Russell Westbrook issue, because he is a player with a lot of tools, but he's so erratic, and given the fact that he's not the kind of player that meshes well with other, you know, big offensive players on the roster, the sharing of the ball with AD and LeBron at the moment, maybe for the Lakers it's a good thing that LeBron is currently injured, and that isn't a part of the equation.
Yeah, I think that was a big deal. I said from the start that I didn't think that Russell Westbrook was a good fit for the LA Lakers just because of his temperament as a player and the fact that the team needs to revolve around him. And with AD and LeBron James being there, I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, LeBron James is great at motivating other players and getting other players to raise their game. But I don't know about Russell Westbrook and him being able to raise him. I think Russell Westbrook needs to play in a team where it's just him. He reminds me of Allen Iverson in his heyday, that, you know, he's a one-man show, and I find that very difficult for him to fit into this LA Lakers. So no surprise that they have not had a great start.
Of course, the NBA is on the home of champions. You can see action nightly on the channel. We go to break. We have our SportsMax class moments and also our interactive segment to close the show coming up.